Go ahead, Amber.
Okay, well, I will open it up even though I'm not speaking. Hello, everybody. Welcome to week 2 of classes in session. Anya Faust. You guys get to hear from 2 incredible ladies tonight, all about recruiting, sponsoring the ins and outs of that. And we're going to get started with prayer. So dear Lord, I'm coming to you tonight. I'm asking that you brought every single person here for a purpose, for a reason, Lord. I ask that you would use Katie and Anya tonight, speak through them, Lord. Let them use your words and guide them in the way that they speak, and let everybody learn such amazing takeaways tonight. And thank you so much for gathering us together once again. In your name we pray, amen. All right, I don't know who's starting, but have fun.
Okay, well, that would be me. I'm starting. Okay, y'all, I'm so excited for this. I am pumped. I am ready. I hope y'all are ready, whether you have been here for a long time or you're like, I want to know all the things. We are going to give you the basics of sponsoring the people, okay? So I am going to start with, you got to be you, okay? You have to be you. I got to move my notes over so I can also see people. But you have to be you. You cannot be anybody else, okay? The authenticity is one of our core values. So people are going to see you talking about Scentsy. They're going to see you sharing things. They are going to see you doing whatever, and they're going to join you for a reason, okay? You got to make sure you are who you actually are, because if they start to see you train when they join your team and you're somebody else, awkward. Okay, like that's super awkward if you're one person here and a whole another person over there. Okay, if they meet you in person and you ain't who you show on social media, that's a problem. Okay, you've got to be who you are. You cannot pretend to be anybody else. Being who you are is your superpower. Okay, so someone might look at me, and this clearly would never happen, but they might be like, she's too much for me. Okay, never happen. They might want somebody who is a little more quiet, right? Who's a little more gentle. Okay, that might be what they need. They're not going to come to me to join my team if that's the case, and that's perfectly fine, because there is somebody for everybody. Okay, and we have to learn to be okay with that. All right. We know that our business literally thrives off of connection and trust. If you pretend to be somebody else or act like you are not who you really are, okay, I mean, you got to keep some of your crazy in, okay, but you don't keep it all in. You know what I'm saying? Like, people have to know what they're joining. All right. But you lose your credibility. Okay, you lose your credibility when you act like you're somebody you're not, and then they realize, hold on, that is not who that is. Okay, you don't want to lose your credibility. All right, and I will tell you why. Okay, you don't want to lose that trust. You don't want to lose that credibility when they join you, because if you don't have that credibility and they can't trust you right when they join, they're not going to trust you to be their leader. They're not going to trust you when they're having the big problems in their business and they have to come to you. Do you see what I'm saying? You just lost a huge part of community because you weren't authentically you. All right. So my husband has this story where he's in the military and he had a colonel above him, and he's like, that dude is crazy. He is not who he pretends to be. Like, he is wild. All right. And his biggest thing is, I would not follow that man into McDonald's, let alone into war. Okay. And then he now has a really good colonel. And his thing is, I would follow him into a burning building. I would follow him in to the most awful situation because he is a good man. I trust him and I know that he's guiding me to the right place for the right reason. You would put your life on the line for somebody that you trust. If you don't, you're not going to follow them across the street. Okay? So you need to be who you are. That's huge. Okay? Next, you are going to share consistently. Dun, 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 the opportunity. Okay? This probably does not look exactly like you think it looks. All right? So people think it's like throwing up a flyer. Here's my join special. Okay? Once a week. Check my box. I shared the opportunity. No, boo. That's not gonna work. That's not gonna work. Okay? I'm a homeschool mom, all right? So y'all know I like to look at my definitions. My team does. I like to look at definitions. Consistently is an adverb, okay? It is describing something that is done the same way for a long time. A long time. It's not just you doing it once, okay? Consistently, all right? Synonyms for consistently, always, constantly. Synonym means it means the same thing, okay? Frequently, normally. It is a normal habit in your business, okay? When you start doing everything consistently, all right, that's when things change, okay? And the last one is we got persistently and then regularly. I like that. It's a regular occurrence in your life. It just starts to come natural. Okay. And I told y'all earlier when I was telling my story, passion attracts passion. You got to show it all. So I want you to put in the chat, what gets you hype about your business? What gets you hype? Like, what is it? Is it that you get money back on your purchases? Is it that you have consultant perks? Like you get to order things first when nobody else does? What gets you hyped? Seeing other people succeed, friendships, helping others. I love it. Seeing your teamies do the dang thing. Yes. Yes, I love this. Communities, helping other people. Y'all the right people for this. You're the right people for this. Okay. Making customers happy, seeing excitement, meeting new people. Okay. I hope you paid attention to what you wrote down or what you just typed in here. Okay. That's going to be your first post when it comes to sharing about the opportunity. It's not going to be join my team. It's not going to be look at this join special. It's going to be something like Melissa just said. I love meeting new people. Scentsy has given me the opportunity to meet all kinds of people from all different walks of life. If you love meeting new people, we need to chat. You need a community. Let's chat. Let's chat about joining Scentsy. Who loves community? Who loves meeting new people? A poll in her stories. When she gets those me, then she can talk to them. You ever thought about doing Scentsy? The community is amazing. These people rock. I have met people from all over the place. Do you see what I'm saying? It's not just you throwing up a join flyer, okay? You sharing consistently is going to look differently, but you have to know what fuels your passion, okay, about the business, because passion attracts passion. You got to show everything. Whatever's getting you hype, that's what you have to show, okay? You need to show the opportunity. Show why you love what you do. When you're sharing these things consistently, I promise you, you're going to start to notice a trend. You're going to start be paying attention and you're going to be like, I could talk to that person about joining. They might be someone who's never even ordered from you, but you could talk to them about joining, okay? Stop thinking in a box with the join flyer. We got to start thinking outside, okay? So what Scentsy is doing for you at the moment, okay? Whether it is you get to go get your Starbucks or it's I paid a bill, whatever it is, these things are ideas for you to share to get people's minds going about the opportunity of Scentsy, okay? What else do I have on here? Why do you love who you work with? Why do you love your team? So many people said, oh, I love seeing my people succeed. You should be sharing that. Because guess what? If I have a choice between someone who is sharing that they love helping others succeed versus somebody who throws up a join flyer, guess who I'm going to talk to? The person who wants to help others succeed. That is like, dang, they really do care. They want to help me get what I want. Let's do this. Rather than you just throwing up a join flyer. That does not invite any type of conversation. That is not helpful. Okay. So you have to be thinking about these things. All right. What is fueling you? The perks that you get, the rewards, show your product, show the product, not just Katie and I were talking about this, not just I got $200 for free. What did you get with that $200? How did you get it? You let your link open for X amount of time. Your friends and your family, they all shop and look what you get. Okay. You got to start thinking about these things. All right. What about the incentives that you're working towards? That fuels you and it's the recognition or it's the prizes. Y'all, that Scentsy backpack. I was so serious about that. I was so giddy on my stories, bouncing around this backpack. Okay. Took it. I don't normally hike, but I went hiking with that backpack. Okay. Your girl's going to go hiking because I got a backpack. That mattered to me. I love gifts. Okay. I'm going to share that. I'm going to share that with people. I want them to see what I get just for doing my job. All right. So the fact maybe that you have a community now would be a really good time to snap a picture. and talk about your community that you love so much. That's so great. And you have all these leaders who want to pour into you. Now would be a good time to pull out the cell phone, okay? Snap a picture of your community, share it, talk about why you love your Scentsy people and the community. I better see everybody have a picture of this meeting by the time we're done, okay? You're all gonna have a picture. You share it. We don't just share that for like poops and giggles. Kept that PG for you. We don't just share it for poops and giggles, okay? There's a reason. There's a method to the madness, all right? It's not just, oh, look how cute these people are. No, y'all, we want to show people who are sitting at home alone. Maybe they are stay-at-home mom. They don't have no community. They look at all these people. Look at how they get together. Look at them. People pour into one another. Not every SSD group trains their people the way we are doing this right now. That's big. It's special. It sets us apart, okay? You got to share those things. You got to show it. People see the passion, but they also feel the passion and they feel the love, okay? So like if you're a mom and you walk into a room and your baby is like holding on and standing up in the crib with this giant smile, they're so excited to see you after nap time or first thing in the morning. Is that not one of the best feelings ever? They're excited to see you. That you're going to smile. You're going to be thrilled because, look at my baby. Look at you. You're so happy to see me. Now I'm happy to see you. Okay, you could be dreading waking up in the morning, but you see that smile, it's going to change everything. What about if you're gone for a long time or even really just 15 minutes, you walk in the house and your dog comes running at you full force. They're so excited. Come on. That feels so good. My dog thinks I was gone for like a year and I was gone for 10 minutes. It's so happy to see me. She's bouncing all over, jumping all over. And I'm like, oh, okay. It's contagious. Her passion to see me is contagious. Now I'm excited to see her. It's the same thing. Okay, it's the same thing. It's contagious. Show your passion. You don't show passion through a flyer. Okay, all right. Next, the why. Why are we doing this? Anya, I want to grow my team. I want this incentive so badly. I know, but hold on. Okay, I know. Same. Got it. Okay, it cannot all be about you. Not all of it. It can't all be about you. I'm just going to say it. Okay. There has to be this like symbiotic relationship, this weird balance. Okay. Because sponsoring is different from leading. So yeah, I can make it all about me and sponsor all the freaking people. And there are people who sponsor like crazy, but they never get to the next title. Okay. They never get to the next title. And there's a key to that. And it's because it cannot be all about them. They've got to care at least a little bit about their people and their people's success. Okay. So we have to think about that. All right. You got to start focusing on other people. You cannot make it all about you. At the end of the day, it's their business. It's not your business. Okay. You cannot make them work. You're not their boss. Right. We know this. They're going to do things differently than you. They're different than you. That's okay. That's normal. All right. And we don't even know if they're going to be a llama or a unicorn. Let's just be real. Some people join and you're like, what the frick? I thought you were going to be amazing. What you doing? What are you doing? Okay. You don't know. I joined and Whitney thought, oh Lord, what is happening? And now look at me today. Okay. So, didn't show up to my launch party. Here I am now as an SSD. You just don't know. You don't know what you're going to get. Okay. So if it's all about just a paycheck for you, I want to grow my team. I want to grow my check. And that's all that matters. When those people stop working or stop showing up or they start acting a hot mess, because it will happen. It will happen. The bigger your team gets, somebody's going to act a fool. Okay. You're not going to want to sponsor anymore. You're not going to want to sponsor. You're not going to want to have those conversations. All right. That's not going to grow your paycheck in the end anyways, is it? No, it's got to be a little deeper than growing your own paycheck. And I promise you, when you start to put others first, the blessings will start to flow for your own business. Okay. The blessings will start to flow for your own business. All right. We have to remember that. Okay. So I want you guys to start thinking about this just a little bit more. Okay. Just wanting money is not going to fuel you into leadership after you sponsor someone. All right. Please hear that clearly. You can start that way. You can start that way. I want to sponsor. I want to grow my team. I want to grow my check. Start that way. But it's not going to be the strong foundation to create a long business. You're not going to be in it for the long haul. Okay. I'm just going to be really super honest with you. And I want you to hear this from the beginning if you've never sponsored, so you can try to get in this mindset before you're like, wait a minute, where did all my teammates go? My whole business just fell apart and now I have to start from the ground up because I've seen it happen quite a bit. Okay. So we're doing more on leading next week. All right. But leadership is tough. Okay. So just wanting money is not going to fuel that when leadership gets really hard, because it does sometimes. Okay. We want to sustain our business. We want to be in it for the long haul. We want a strong foundation. We talk about, oh, your deep rooted why. What is going to get you up first thing in the morning when you really don't want to do your business? But we also need to talk about our deep rooted why for sponsoring. I know. You've got to think about your deep rooted why for sponsoring. Why do you want to grow that team so big? And if it ties into your actual why, that's okay. But you have to start thinking about a deeper level to sponsoring than just, I want money. Okay. We have to do that. We have to do that for ourselves. Okay. Why do I keep putting myself out there just to get the no's? Why do I keep putting myself out there just to get ignored? Because you're going to get ignored. You're going to get ignored. We know this. We know you're going to get no's. We know that people are going to be like, you are crazy. There's no way you're making a paycheck, but you really are. Okay. So we have to think about that. A deep rooted why for why are we truly going to want to sponsor and keep putting in that effort when the door keeps getting slammed in our face. Okay. So what does it really need to be about in the end? It needs to be about blessing others with what you have and the freedom that Scentsy can offer them. Okay. With a balance of, this is what I need to do consistently. Okay. On the regular, this is what I need to do consistently to run a successful business with a strong foundation. Okay. There's got to be this balance of that. I need to see a need. I need to help fill the need, offer what I have to fill the need. What can Scentsy do for them? Okay. But I also know that I have to keep doing this and putting myself out there to have a strong foundation for my business. If I am not sponsoring consistently, my business is not going to grow. Okay. So we're going to have the sponsoring conversations and we're going to be the best consultant we can be at the level we are at. We're going to show our people how the business can work for them and people in general. How can the business work for them? Okay. Because Katie's going to get into it, but you're not going to talk to people the same way. You wouldn't talk to someone fresh out of college the same way you would talk to an empty nester who needs something to do. Do you see what I'm saying? I can't give you, this is what you say, and it's going to be the golden ticket. They're going to join. I can't do that because everybody's different. All right. So we have to think, how can this business work for them? Then pay attention to their effort. Let your people know that they're seen, and it's going to push you where you want to be in the end. Okay. Okay. That's what I got for you, Miss Katie. Where'd she go?
I just can't believe you showed up to your launch party. Okay, we're going to talk about that later because that's a problem. That is a problem. Okay, I'm going to get right into it. Look at Anya. I'm so proud of you. We are right on time. So it's up to me to stay on time. Okay. So the first thing I'm going to say this with a lot of love in my heart. Listen, if you are struggling with PRV, you don't need to be on this video. I say that with love, but you can't skip the basic class to get to the AP class. Okay. You can't skip classes to get higher. And this is why, if you're struggling with PRV, it does not matter if you sponsor 20 people. You will never get paid at title. You will never promote. Ever. I see it all the time. I have somebody right now that sponsored 2 people this month, and she's at 0 PRV. Not only is it not foundational for your business and it's not going to grow your business, but what's going to happen is you can't teach that new team member how to get PRV. So y'all just sponsoring just to have a one beside your sponsoring box each month, and you're doing your business a disservice because you can't teach your team. You can't teach people to how to get PRV if you're not getting PRV. So I say this with so much love. If you're struggling with PRV, you need to stick with class 1 until you can learn class 1, study class 1, do it over and over and over and over and over again until you master class 1 before you move to this class. Say that with a lot of love. Okay, so I'm going to talk about how to sponsor and who to sponsoring. Sponsoring ties 100% to PRV. 100% to PRV. Because the higher your PRV is, it's a good indication that you have a very healthy customer base. The more PRV you have, the more customers you have, the more people that you have to have sponsoring conversations with. And just saw a comment. I will always be honest about this because that is one of my biggest pet peeves in this business is when people want to sponsor, they want to sponsor, they want to sponsor, they want to sponsor, but they're not working their personal business. And you're doing both of you a disservice when you do that. So stick with class 1. What was I saying? Okay. So high PRV is a good indication that you are having a healthy, growing, steady business. That is why that is the most important thing that you can do for your business is focus on sales first before sponsoring. If you only are getting 500 PRV a month and 4 or 5 customers are the ones accumulating that PRV for you, if you sponsor them and you're not growing your customer base and you're not partying and you're not following up and they become your team members, well, now you have no PRV and you have no customers either. So that's the importance of really, really mastering partying and following up and conquering that into your business and nailing that hard in your business, because sponsoring conversations will become easier. It will become easier the higher PRV is, the more customers that you have. Now, listen, the first thing I want to say about this is sponsoring takes time. For the most part, I know that there are some psychos that join and they're like doing all the things and they got high PRV and they're like sponsoring within the first 2 weeks of joining and they're like Scentsy consultants on I'm not really, no, let me not even use that terminology. They are on a lot of coffee. Okay. They're on a lot of coffee. But for the most part, it does not happen like that. Sponsoring takes time. And this is why people want to see if you're in it to win it. They want to see if you're in it to win it. They want to see if you're going to join and you're all excited in the first week and then your shine stops, right? You're not as excited anymore. And you're kind of like, okay, I don't want to do this. I'm not really motivated because it's harder than I thought it was going to be because I have to be consistent and people don't want to be consistent because that requires work. People want to see if you are in it to win it before they even think about buying from you, hosting with you, or joining with you. That's the reality of it. Customers come easy to me now. People I sponsor come easily to me now. Hosts come easier to me now because I've been consistent every single day for 6 years. I've been consistent every single day, regardless of what's happened in my life. I've had a baby. I've gone through postpartum depression. I've gone through regular depression, is that a thing? Prepartum depression, and then pregnancy, and then postpartum depression. I've gone through a crazy job, working crazy hours. I've done all that. But regardless of what happened in my life, I was always consistent. I was always consistency because consistency trumps being extreme once or twice a month. Be extreme once or twice a month, and then you doing nothing the rest of the month. People want consistency. They want to see, are you in it? They want to see, are you in it? Or are you just in it while it's shiny? Why it's shiny. Okay? Because people watch. Whether you think it or not, people watch what you do and watch what you don't do. I get customers almost every single month, new customers, and I'll ask them, did somebody refer you? And they will say, nobody referred me, but I see you post all the time. They've never liked anything. They've never commented on anything. I didn't even know we were friends, but they've watched and they watch for consistency. I've had people buy from me that their sister does Scentsy or their mother does Scentsy or their family member, whatever, their best friend does it. But they choose me because I'm consistent. Consistency is everything in every aspect of this business when it comes to PRV, when it comes to sponsoring. Sponsoring takes time. It takes time. So if you're hearing a lot of no's, trust the only difference between a superstar director and an essential consultant is how many times we've been ghosted and how many times we've heard no. Okay. I get ghosted on the reg. But I'm going to talk to you about why you might be being ghosted if you're not communicating with the right people. I'm going to talk about that in just a second, because you have to be having conversations with the right people, not just having conversations with people. Okay, don't be that girl. I done been recruited to New Skin this week. It Works last week. I have been recruited to all things, and I don't even know these people. Okay, I posted about my group in this convention, and I had people messaging me, I really think you should do this. And I'm like, girl, I don't even know you. That's weird. And what did I do? I ghosted them. I didn't even respond back because I don't like confrontation. So I ghosted them because it's uncomfortable for me. I'm like, I don't know you. I don't know your mama and them. I don't know you. It is weird. I don't like it. It is weird. And it puts an icky mouth. And I'll never buy from her either. Because she just wanted me to join right out the gate, and she don't even know who I am. She just knows that I rock my business. And one of them said that. They said, you are doing so great in your business. You should join this business. And I'm like, no, we ain't doing that. It's disgusting. Don't message strangers. Okay, so I'm going to talk about who. Okay, let's do this first. Okay, healthy customer base, high PRV, focus on high PRV. One of the things that I do, I live and breathe this business. It's not my entire life. I have other things I enjoy in my life, sleep being one of them. Sleep being the main one. Okay, I really like sleep right now, like a lot, especially when I got 10 hours of sleep Saturday night. I was like, oh my God, this is what it's like to wake up well rested. Oh my God, this is like, should do this every night. People know I love what I do. They know I love my team. They know I love my products. They know I love Luna. Okay, my username for Venmo is Katie Loves Luna. They know. Okay, they watch. But if you look at my posts, I am very authentic in social media, the way that I present products, the way that I speak. I like to think I'm a very funny person, so I like to put my little witty in there, and my customers love it. But I'm not just like that on social media. I am like that when I communicate with my customers. When I communicate one-on-one with my customers, that I have the same conversations that I do on social media. I'm still witty. I'm still goofy with them, and they love that. They don't want to, nobody wants serious, okay? Nobody wants to have serious conversations. Have fun. So if you look at my posts, I'm the same way when I'm communicating one-on-one with my customers. Be you. Honest, talk about authenticity. Be you, because they can read through fakeness, and they know when I talk to them about hosting and they say no or they ghost me, I'm not going to hold it against them. One of the things that I love to do is share my host reward, and I do it so proudly. Okay. And I do it very ridiculously, very ridiculous. Okay. I save up months and months of links, and then I cash in like I'm on a Scentsy shopping spree at 3:00 in the morning. And then I show them when it comes in, and people are like, wait a minute, you got it all for free and half off. And I'm like, yeah, girl, people are very visual. Very, very visual. I used to be the girl that used to write novels when I used to do posts or message people about partying or joining. I used to write like books. Like I could have been Nicholas Sparks. I could have been Colleen Rover, whoever her name is. I could have been her because I was writing books and books and books and books and books. But people are visual. They want less talk and they want to see. So when I show them host rewards, or when I put this, I'll share this on this page tomorrow, not tonight. I put this in every single order and every single mail out that I do for a PWS order. I show them what they would have made off their own order. I have sponsoring conversations without even opening my mouth. I stick this in there and it says, this is how much you would have made off your own order. And when they get it, like, oh my God, I would have made $25 off that. And they message me. I'm like, not only that, girl, but you could have got you like 2 half off items and $20 in free product credit on top of getting paid. People are visual. People are so visual. So be creative with how you share your business when you're talking to your customers. What can they get paid off their own purchases? Don't be scared to talk about money with your customers. Sometimes you got to bring them back to reality. This is one of my favorite things to say to them. I love having you as a customer. I do. I appreciate all your love and support. But you're a psycho with a $300 Scentsy club every month. Like, you're using more Scentsy than I'm using. You need to join. You need to join. I'm just making sure, because Anya's freezing. I just want to make sure my Wi-Fi is not messing up, because my power went out today, so it's been iffy. So if I freeze up, one of my girls just message me, okay? Always follow prompts when you have conversations, sponsoring conversations. Don't message strangers. Your best customers. Every month, at the beginning of the month, I print out everybody that ordered from me the previous month. Everybody that ordered from me from January is on these sheets of paper. And I go through and I'm like, Cindy, she ordered 4 times last month. Amy, she's got a Scentsy club. And I go down my list and I write who I'm going to have sponsoring conversations with. And when I follow up with them, you have to listen to prompts. Prompt. I love all of this stuff. I cannot get enough of it. Prompt. Okay, well, maybe you should think about getting paid off your purchases and getting the perks. Prompt. I have a serious addiction. Prompt. You have to listen to prompts, not just with sponsoring, but even with partying. Listen to what your customers say when you follow up with them. If they say, girl, I done got my stuff and I need to order again, maybe you should think about joining. Maybe you should think about getting paid off your own purchases. That is my favorite line. Have you ever thought about getting paid off your own orders? And most of them will say, no, not really. Not really. I'm like, well, listen, just last month, you could have made $50 and had $50 in free product credit and 4 half-off items just from your orders last month. You have to follow prompts when you talk to your customers, not strangers. Don't be the creeper that just goes on their Facebook and just messages random people you don't have a relationship with. Listen, no relationship, no communication. Okay. Build a relationship. Yes. Comment on their stuff. Build a relationship that has nothing to do with Scentsy, but no relationship, no communication. It's creepy. It's weird and nobody likes it. And they're going to talk about you when they go to church on Sunday or when they go out to eat with their best friend. They're going to talk about you. And they're going to say, did that girl message you too? They're going to talk about you. No relationship, no communication. Don't message with them. Don't message them about Scentsy. Build a relationship. It takes time. You're going to hear no. Get comfortable with hearing no. Get comfortable with being ghosted. I had 10 sponsoring conversations today. 8 of them ghosted me, and 1's going to join tomorrow, and 1 wants to think about it. Okay? You're going to hear no. So just when you go into having sponsoring conversations with your best customers, that's where you need to start, your customers. Stop being afraid. I'm going to say this, and I don't mean it to be ugly. Don't be a PRV hoe. Okay? Don't be a PRV hoe. If you know your customer is spending $500 a month with you, let her keep her $500. Okay? Don't keep it to yourself. Don't keep it to yourself. You're going to get paid off that PRV this month. Yeah. But that PRV is going to go away March 1st and you're going back to 0. I used to be the one that didn't want to give up the PRV because I love my PRV until I realized that I'm doing myself a disservice. If I have a good host or a good customer, they're going to make most of the time. They're going to make an awesome consultant because they love the product. And that is what you want. You can get PRV a dime a dozen ways. Mystery bags, or you can go back to PRV video number 1 for PRV tips. You can get PRV any day. You cannot get a good teammate the way you can get PRV. Give the PRV up. It's only the right thing. I know it's uncomfortable. I know you don't want to do it. I know you don't want to give up that $1,000 party. But that $1,000 party is going to be a certified consultant and could put you on track for annual mentor and put you on track for a promotion. She could be your director. Give up the PRV. I see so many people have PRV, and congratulations to you. I am very proud of you. But you need to be sponsoring. You need to have some sponsoring conversations. You need to give people their money back and let them get the perks off of the things that they love and the things that they are passionate about. Let them be blessed by this. Let them get them free 6-pack of wax and bars and go on shopping sprees. Give it to them. Okay? Give it to them. So don't be a hoe. For sure. Okay? Give it to them. Your best customers, that's where you need to start. If you don't know how to have sponsoring conversations, start with your best customers and keep it simple. Don't go over the compensation plan. Please don't do that in a message. Have you ever thought about getting paid off your own stuff? Have you ever thought about getting the free and half off stuff off your own orders? Have you ever thought about it? Let them talk to you back. Ask a question, but let them answer you back. And listen, most people are going to say no. I have a crap load of frontline. I don't even know how many frontline I have because I've had a lot roll up. But listen, 90% of them said no. There's only one psycho. She's not psycho. She's one of my favorite people on this earth. Stacey Edwards is the only person that told me yes the first time I asked her. The only one. She is the only one that said yes the first time I asked her. Ray ditched me, joined a different company, but then she came back. But she did ditch me at first. But Stacey was the only one that said yes. She didn't even ask any questions. I was like, hey, you should join. She's like, I love this stuff. I'm like, you should join. She's like, okay, how do I join? I'm like, wait a minute. Wait, you ain't got no questions for me? You don't have no questions? She's the only one. Everybody else was a no or a ghost. But they came back. Because I planted that seed in their head that you love the product, or you're referring me to your grandma and your sister. You're partying with me every 6 months. I planted the seed, so even though that they ghosted me or said no to me, they're thinking about it. They're thinking about it. And then when I post about my host rewards, when I get my host rewards in, or when I go on an incentive trip, or when I go to World Tour, or when they see me home with my babies, and when they see for their own eyes on social media what this business has done for my life, they watch for a few months and they're like, you know what? I remember Katie asking me about doing this. Let me do it. Let me just do it to see what happens. Let me just see. Okay. So your best customers, you need to start there. Living what Scentsy's done for, even if you just joined, maybe you're a lead consultant. It's not just about money, y'all. When I joined, I thought it was the most fascinating thing when I made my first $200 that I could go groceries and go grocery shopping and not have to log into my bank account. I thought that was the best thing ever. And I shouted it out. Every email my upline sent me, every Scentsy email I got, everything I shared, because people watch. They watch. And not saying this cocky, but if you have 2 consultants and you have me sharing almost every single day and being consistent versus somebody that's not, who do you think that they're going to pick to go to? Who do you think that they're going to pick to join under? They're going to join under the one that's in it to win it, the one that's serious, the ones that is consistent. So be consistent. Your customers, following prompts, showing them how much they would make off their purchases, showing host rewards, being visual, being consistent, trying to see if I missed anything. Individualized, Anya touched on that. You can't have 10 conversations copy and paste. I'm just going to tell you. Everything in this business should be individualized. Everything should be individualized. Everything. The way I lead, the way I coach, the way I work with my downline, the way I sponsor. It should be individualized because everybody's different. So it shouldn't be a copy and paste message. They're going to know it's a copy and paste message. Okay, I've done that before. I've called Carol, send Carol a message, and I copied it, and then I sent it to Kim, and I called Kim Carol. Okay? She ain't going to join under me now. She ain't going to join under me now. Nah, she ain't going to do it. It's not a copy and paste thing. It has to be individualized. It has to be, y'all tickle me. It has to be individualized. So if you're uncomfortable right now having sponsoring conversations, I'll post this tomorrow so you guys can use it. I need to redo this template. Stick this in your orders. There, you're having a sponsoring conversation. You ain't even opening your mouth. You're just planting a seed. Okay. Easy way to have a sponsoring conversation without having a sponsoring conversation. I encourage you, before we go into the sponsoring list, I hope you brought your customer top 10. Wow, I lost it. It was there, and then it just like went woo, 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 woo. I encourage you, have a sponsoring conversation every single day this month until you get comfortable with it. It is uncomfortable. I'll be completely honest. It is the thing I dread most for doing for my business. It's the and often I put it at the very end of my to-do list, praying I don't have time that day to do it because I don't want to do it. But it's the thing that's going to grow you most. Sponsoring is the thing that will grow your business most. I love using real numbers, and I hope everybody on this call knows it's not to be cocky, it's not to be boastful, because I am not where I am because of me. I'm where I am because everybody that did this with me. But I have a group of 3,200 incredible human beings. That didn't do that. That came from sponsoring Ray Ray, from sponsoring Stacy, from sponsoring Kayla, and then they sponsored and they taught their people to sponsor. There's power in it. And if you're in this for longevity wise, you have to sponsor. If you're in this for longevity, if you're in this and you want to grow a big business, you have to sponsor. There's no way around it. You have to sponsor. But it has to be about them. And I'm going to share my story either tomorrow or Wednesday. I don't want to go into that too much because it's a lot tied into my story about people and not paying attention to numbers and just working and not really paying attention to what's happening when you work. Like, you're not really paying attention to the aftermath, the result. You just work just to work. But if you're in this for longevity, you have to get comfortable with sponsoring. And in order to get comfortable with sponsoring, you have to get comfortable with PRV and partying. And in order to get comfortable with partying and PRV, you have to ask. The bottom line of every part of this business is you have to ask. You have to be uncomfortable. You have to show up consistently. There's no way around it. You can't say you want to grow a big business, but then you not do anything to back that up, because that means you really don't want to. Because if you really want to grow, listen, I wanted to be with my baby so bad. I was going to have a sponsoring conversation. There ain't nothing killed me more than when I had to leave Ada when he had the flu. I'll have a million sponsoring conversations than leave my baby. You have to be willing to do things that don't feel good. I'm 6 years in. I hate having a sponsoring conversation. Hate it. Loathe it. I'd rather gouge my eyes out. I'd rather watch The Bachelor kiss 50 more women on this Bachelor episode. I don't like it, but I do it. I had a customer example of a sponsoring conversation, then I'm done. We're going to go right into the sponsoring blitz. I had a customer message me asking me, was Sunkissed Citrus coming back in the pods in the new catalog? I said, well, indeed it is, my friend. Indeed it is. And she said, I'm going to need like 20 of them when they come out. This lady orders from me every 3 months, and every 3 weeks, 3 times a month. Y'all know I can't talk. And she just started a Scentsy Club with me last month. And I did not want to ask her because I know she buys from another consultant. I know that. I didn't want to ask her because I didn't want her to be like, oh my God, I'm not buying from Katie no more. I'm going back to my girl. I'm going back to my other girl. Like, I was nervous. I was so nervous. I said, as much as you love this stuff, you literally love it, probably more than I do. Why don't you just get paid off your own stuff? And she said, you know what? I'm game. I'm game. I've thought about it enough. I'm game. And she's going to join. I didn't want to. It took me 2 seconds because of some Sunkissed Citrus pods. 2 seconds. I didn't want to because I did not want to. But you have to go with your gut. When your gut says, just ask, stop thinking about it and just do it. Stop thinking about it and just do it. The longer you talk yourself out of not having sponsoring conversations, not booking parties, the longer you talk yourself out of doing it, you could have just did it. You could have just did it. That is why I have an entire day devoted to sponsoring conversations. Thursday is my day. The entire day to sponsoring conversations. I hate it that much that I had to designate an entire day. I don't do anything else that day. sponsoring conversations because I don't like it, but I do it because I know I'm doing my business a disservice and I'm doing my customers a disservice. I am not giving my customers good customer service if I'm not having sponsoring conversations. I am not doing them I am doing them a disservice by not offering them to get paid off their own stuff. Okay, so I'm done. If you have questions, you can drop them in the comments. I'm on my phone, so I have to pull it up and put my phone on video off so y'all don't see my double chin, okay? Because I'll be like this turning in the comments, and y'all be looking at boogers up my nose and my double chin and all that stuff. So that's why I have to put my phone on silent when I'm in, put the video away. Who brought a list of your top 10 customers? Drop that in the comments. And I'll look at comments in just a minute. Who brought a list of your top 10 customers? Look at y'all doing the homework. Go, Blink, go, Blink, go. I am so proud of you, okay? So we're going to do this, and it's going to be very simple, okay? And it's going to be very scary, and it's going to be very uncomfortable, but we're going to be here with you, okay? You're not going to die from this, I promise. You might get heart palpitations. Your heart might race, but you're going to be okay, okay? Huh?
Real quick,
yes, I'm sorry.
It's okay.